Tax season is officially underway. The IRS is now accepting and processing 2023 federal income tax returns. The deadline for filing for most people is April 15th. People who miss the tax filing deadline will likely face a hefty penalty unless they ask for an extension. Some advice: file early and e-file. Those are the two biggest tips to not only get any possible return back fast, but to avoid becoming a victim of fraud.
Our Kyle Pozorski shares some tips for tax season. Kyle?
It's a time of the year you either look forward to or dread. Either way, it's a good idea to file as soon as you can in order to avoid scams and to get all your ducks in order.
The sooner you file, the better.
That's Peter Barca. He's the secretary of the Wisconsin Department of Revenue. Talking over a Zoom interview, he tells me there's good reason to follow the advice to file early.
If you file early on, you're likely to get your refund back in a matter of days.
Beyond getting a nice check back from the government, it's also a way to avoid being scammed. Last year, the IRS reported more than $5.5 billion in tax fraud cases. If you file early, there's less opportunity for scammers to file on your behalf because you can only file once.
If you file the last week, obviously we have such a glut that it takes us just a little bit longer. We still can turn them around relatively quickly, but you certainly, anybody has a refund coming, it's a big incentive to file early to get that refund.
He also tells me for those expecting to pay taxes, there's good reason to file early as well. That's because you can then see how much you owe way ahead of when you'll need to pay. So you'll be more prepared to do so.
You do not have to send in the check until, the April 15th deadline, but you can still file early and submit your check.
Additionally, this year, the State Department of Revenue is rolling out a new electronic filing system available for free to qualifying taxpayers.
And it's not just Wisconsin. The IRS also has a free file option for people who with an adjusted gross income of $79,000 or less. All a good reason to file as soon as you can.